Hey friends, today I'm going to read to you a book called Rosie Saves the World. Rosie Saves the World by Debbie Herman. Rosie was excited. She was going to save the world. Her Hebrew school class had been learning about Tukum Lam, preparing the world by doing good deeds. Her teacher called them misfolk. Rosie was sure she could do good deeds, great deeds in fact. So she set out to help the people in her neighborhood. Rosie dusted off her old wagon. She pulled it out down the sidewalk when her mom came home. Rosie, honey, can you give me a hand with the groceries? There are more in the car. I'd love to, Mom, said Rosie, but I have to save the world. It's time for Operation Can collection. Rosie knew it was a mitzvah to feed the hungry, so she knocked on the doors of her neighbors she knew and asked them to donate cans for food. They gave her tuna, yams, baby carrots, and asparagus. After Rosie loaded up the wagon, she wheeled it over to Francesca's food bank. How thoughtful, explained Francesca, looking at the collection of canned foods. And just when our stock was running low, you're quite a superhero. Rosie smiled proudly. She could get used to this Tukum thing. Rosie's next project was Operation Tutor Tots. She had learned it was a mitzvah to teach others, so she decided to go to the library to help little kids with their homework. As Rosie gathered her tutoring supplies, her brother, Simon, called to her. Rosie, can you help me draw the letter Aleph? I keep messing up. Sorry, Si, said Rosie. Can't keep the tots waiting. And she ran out the door. Later that week, Rosie got ready for Operation Sing with Seniors. She'd get to do the mitzvah of honoring the elderly while showcasing her musical talents. As Rosie tuned her ukulele, her dad walked into the room. Hey, Rosie Cheeks, he said. How about coming with me to visit Grandma? Next time, said Rosie. Today I'm busy saving the world. But please give Grandma a kiss for me. Rosie skipped over to the assisted living center, where she played the ukulele and sang. Even took requests. Afterwards, she walked around and talked with the residents. They told her she was a star. The next day, Rosie is in her room creating a Save the World spreadsheet. Her mom called to her, Rosie, can you please clean out Leo's litter box? It's really starting to smell. I'll do it later, Mom, Rosie called back. I'm busy planning new Save the World projects, and you just gave me an idea. Rosie added Operation Pamper Pets to her spreadsheet. She thought about how much fun it would be to help out the animal shelter. After all, she knew it was a mitzvah to be kind to animals. Wah! Wah! On the way home from the animal shelter, Rosie heard crying from the Albert house. She knocked on the door to make sure everything was okay. An exhausted looking Miss Albert opened the door, bouncing baby Louis in her arms. I just can't get him to sleep, she explained, and I have a deadline to meet for work. Say no more, said Rosie, scooping up baby Louis in her arms. Rosie rocked Louis, gave him a bottle, and even changed his diaper. When Louis was finally asleep, Rosie tidied up the living room, and Mrs. Albert finished her work just in the nick of time. Rosie's really helping out her community around her. You're a lifesaver, explained Miss Albert, giving Rosie a big hug. I bet you're a huge help at home, aren't you? Rosie thought for a minute. She thought of her mother and the grocery bags. She thought of Simon trying to write the olive. She thought of her father visiting Grandma without her. And she thought of Leo in his stinky litter box. Well, actually, Rosie shimmered. I gotta go. And she raced out the door. Hiya, Sky, said Rosie, plopping down next to her brother, who was on the sidewalk in front of their house. Want some help with your chalk writing? Sure, said Simon. When they finished drawing the biggest dragon ever, Rosie helped Simon draw his olive. Rosie went inside and cleaned out Leo's litter box. Sorry about that, she told Leo, petting him. It won't happen again. Next, she called her grandmother. How are you, Grandma? Said Rosie. It's been a while since we've talked. Looks like she decided to come home and help out around the house as well. Finally, Rosie went to look for her mother. She found her in the pantry, dusting off her cookie jar collection. Want some help? Said Rosie. I'd love it, said her mother. But I thought you were busy saving the world. I am, said Rosie, picking up a dust cloth, by doing my best mitzvah project yet. Operation Family Comes First. Rosie took the superhero cookie jar and got to work. I can save the rest of the world tomorrow. All right, friends. The name of that book again was Rosie Saves the World. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, see you all later. Bye.